Hello and welcome to another GeekyVerse video with a 10-year anniversary LEGO modular building named Assembly Square, the most ambitious LEGO modular product to date and, dare I say right off the bat, the most successful. Without doubt, this is the most detailed looking and polished out modular building as far as the exterior goes. If we are completely correct, it's actually two, or some would even argue three, separate buildings. The face has some interesting details splattered around it, using elements from previous modulars and paying homage to them in that way. Right in the middle is the square with a large open space and the fountain right in the middle. Not too much going on the backside apart from a small back alley setting on the right and a staircase on the left. The staircase ultimately leads to a kind of rooftop yard with a full grill party setup, along with pans, the grill, table and all that jazz. Now the shops in the lobby have some detailed, cute exteriors, but let's start with the building on the left side first. In the lobby we have a neat coffee shop with all the necessary elements present. A counter along with a cool cash register design which we will see several times throughout this review. There is also a lot of sitting space in and around the coffee shop. Also, the sign design is absolutely brilliant. Up the stairs from the coffee shop is the music shop. Again, we get the cash register and the counter with a bunch of instruments on display around the shop and on the walls. I especially have to point out the cool drum kit design. On the very top is the dance studio with a mirror on the wall right next to the dance pole. The very same mirror we saw in the barber shop in the detective's office modular. Apart from that, we get the slick piano design to accompany the dance rehearsals with music. Back down in the middle is the florist. Flower arrangements can be found all over the shop. Oddly enough, there is also a colorful parrot in the corner. Not sure how this fits in here, but it's a pretty amazing parrot nonetheless. Yet again, we have a counter with more flower bouquets behind it and the all-important cash register. There is only one more floor in the middle section, which is actually accessed from the backside. Inside is the photo studio with a very imaginative canvas design. I mean, LEGO has really done some great creative work on certain parts, well, on most parts of this set. The camera on the tripod is just as cool. Apart from those two, not much more in here, but what else do you need in a photo studio anyway? On to the last building. We are greeted by a large cake in the window stand. A whole bunch of other goodies can be found on the shelves inside and behind the glass counter. There are also some cookies being baked in the oven, which is right under the staircase behind the counter. Also, let us not forget the final cash register. This is definitely the most yummy room of them all. Nothing great about the next room though. In fact, I get the chills just thinking about it. The dentist's office is done in great detail, perhaps even a bit too much. A waiting room with some magazines is present to help pass the never-ending time you have to spend waiting on the nurse to call you in. There is a great dentist chair design with all the needed accessories you could think of to retain a healthy smile. And if that sounds like the office's motto, well, it's actually not. However, the window print does say, "Prevent yellowing," another neat LEGO-styled Easter egg. Up on the top we get a LEGO fan's apartment, and as you would expect, it's littered with sets and builds. Also a foldable bed which can be made into a couch is present on the wall. The toilet is in a completely separate room, thank heavens for that. I really like how they included the printed brick representing an actual LEGO set box. That's about it for the buildings. Now first off, let's take a look at the only separate build, the little baby carriage. Simple to the point, using valve pieces for wheels, it gets the job done well enough to fit the little baby microfigure. So let's take a look at the baby and the little chihuahua, since they are comparable in size. Not much in terms of detail here, but that doesn't take away anything from their cuteness. On to the minifigures. All of these are singular-faced, classic LEGO figures, which we are used to seeing in modulars by now. The cook, or rather the baker, comes with the all-important cook's hat and white print in accordance to his trade. The coffee shop girl wears an apron with a coffee logo upon it. Then we have the music shop owner in his cardigan shirt and a slightly receding hairline. The ballerina, of course, complete with her tutu and bund-up hairstyle, fits perfectly into the dance studio. The photographer has a stereotypical beret and a mustache piece, which fits under his headpiece, much like a cape would. The florist is perhaps the most forgettable minifigure of them all, with a grey hairpiece and a pretty forgettable torso print. The Lego fan mummy comes in a star print sweater along with a ponytail hairpiece. Dreaded Mr. Dentist again looks eerie similar to a real dentist, even his hairpiece kind of fits the profile. It's the biggest, the most expensive, the most cool looking, and probably the best modular building in my opinion. I'm usually upset when LEGO significantly ramps up the price, but if there was ever a set which did so justifiably, then this is certainly the one. It has variety, style, and all of which is neatly packed together to make a believable cluster of buildings around a square. It has to be one of my all-time favorites, and well worth the hype. If you are a LEGO fan and this isn't outside your budget, I highly recommend it. Stay tuned for a trip to outer space with the Guardians of the Galaxy sets just released, and until I review those, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and bye bye!